Did you know that in the last 2 decades, the Nigerian makeup industry, in its uniqueness, has grown beyond just brushstrokes? From the era of unmatched foundation undertones and working out of personal makeup kits, to a huge contributor to the ever-growing and viable beauty and personal care market. Currently worth a whopping 1.26 billion at retail, with an estimate to reach 1.31 billion by 2023. On the Beauty Cook Show, I will be celebrating the key players in the Nigerian makeup space, highlighting the role they have played in putting our beauty industry on the world map, while sharing key insights, tips, and tricks to help build the rapidly growing list of emerging beauty brands and entrepreneurs. My name is Omontese Ita. This is the Beauty Cook Show. It's not every day I get to sit with an actual inventor. And you happen to be the inventor of the Autogele.
Oh, please.
So I wanted to ask, were you able to patent the design?
No,
Okay, why?
because you can't patent something that you didn't totally create. I didn't create Ashoke.
Okay, you didn't create Ashoke.
I didn't create
the
Velcro.
Okay.
Yes, so it's I can patent the process
Okay.
of creating this thing, but I've not done it yet. Because
But what's good? How are you going to control other people from doing that?
in this Nigeria,
It's not.
even with your patents,
They will design it and give it a cheaper tailor to make. Okay, but I saw that the Autogele did so well. Did you think it was going to be such a huge success?
I didn't know. You see how these things work. When you're in the process, you never know. So I didn't know. I just knew that people started coming from this one, that one, besides outside the country, far-reaching African countries. They will come, they will now sit down and be chatting with me. And how did you... In fact, the amount of unofficial interviews that I did on top of the matter.
Wow.
So I knew that there was something to it. But when it now started becoming that we weren't focused, we weren't able to work as we should. Like
We're talking more.
People will order. I was supposed to be in the back room working, but all of them want to sit with me and talk and chat about it. It was crazy. Do you understand?
And you still have that kind of attention now?
Yeah, I do. But they don't get to see me all the time. We do it over the phone. You want to spend how long? Like we got this client from Switzerland day before yesterday. And
They actually fly in.
no, they didn't come.
Okay.
No, this is on my Etsy store.
Okay.
Yes, Etsy store. So I have the store that is for
We'll come back
stuff.
to how you're able to get all through to the world wide web.
Yes. But so some actually feel, for them to buy from you, they want to feel comfortable. They want to feel like they know this person a bit. So, she had already bought one thing, but she asked a few questions. And the way I replied, before we knew it, we found out that both of us had low cuts, blah, 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 like that. And
then she came through.
Yes.
I remember when I walked into your studio then in phase 1 and I saw those brown boxes. And I was like, what's one of these boxes? Truthfully, you were not so open.
I wasn't.
You were very open. And later on, when I had that conversation with myself, I'm like, okay, well, it's okay. It was a new thing. And she knew I could have done what she was trying to do. So it was okay for her to shield what she was trying to do.
No, that wasn't the case.
Okay, what was the case?
The case was that we had almost finished, like gotten to the point where I was going to launch it. And I was trying my best not to talk about it because I find that I'm the kind of person that likes to talk a lot. And sometimes I dissipate energy by doing that. And when you want to do stuff, from what I've heard and learned, you should try to keep it as under wraps as possible. So it was like, just when the day was going to come, this is witch.
And I have what I think of you. I have that vision. That's like when I think of Funmi, Abeke, then I see those brown boxes.
Yes. We have changed it to white and gold.
Well, that's what I see in your corner office there.
Yes.
And I see that.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I told you, I was like, oh wow, you're doing so great. You're like, you know, one of it even it popped up from one of your designs. I'm like,
yes.
I like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
You know, and we didn't think that. And you first started out as a makeup artist.
Yes, I'm still.
A hairstylist.
Yes.
And you're still doing that.
It
and
was
you know,
first.
show
It was even not first.
was hair
makeup
first.
artist.
It was hair first.
It was hair, nails and pedicure.
Then you went on to makeup.
Yes.
And I remember it was with BM Pro.
Yes.
Yes. And
yes.
then you grew. You did makeup.
Yes.
And your makeup was always so interesting.
Thank you.
Because you totally had a mind of your own when you were creating, you know, your looks. And you had those iconic looks that.
Thank you.
Just, you know, stands out and it just been your
I'm
signature.
grateful that
but haven't you know, leaving all that fame, all that achievement with makeup, and then now moving to gele.
My sister.
What brought about that?
It was hard.
Okay.
Believe you me, I fought it for 6 months. 6 full months. It was like God literally had to grind everything to a halt for me to know that it was time for me to move. Shut that down and then go and focus on this. In fact, you see the name Autogele, I named it, right? It well. But because Auntie Tara Beladrotoye said that, why are you calling it Autogele? We call it Abeke gele. So I now said, okay, I now changed to Abeke gele.
Okay.
Somebody else that developed another form of the Autogele now took that Autogele name. And so up till date, a lot of people think that I'm the one that my name is Autogele or Auto whatever. They have a way they call it. But mine is not Autogele. I had to now, God now gave me the wisdom to fuse both the Autogele and my Abeke brand. So it's Autogele by Abeke.
Okay, oh, fantastic. And I like how, I remember one time I saw it online and it was Abeke Autogele International or stuff like that. How, there's you put this, you made it really large.
And I think maybe it's the
yes,
it's your perception.
Yes, and it's grown up to be that way. Now, how did you start growing that clientele base? Because now I remember one time I saw it on your Instagram page where some actress in America had purchased the gele without you even knowing. So how have you been able to push this to the world?
Truth be told, we're still a small business. Okay. So it's not like we have some special machinery or something. I think half of the thing is God. Not half. Everything. The majority of it is God. And we do our best to do a very good job. And then I have this international, I have that overview of, even from makeup, I've always not wanted to be stuck or limited to one place or
the style, the Nigerian style.
Yes, not only Nigerian style, just generally I just have like an international overview. That's the way I've always been. So when we were going to do this thing and I started seeing people from the first person that ordered was Tokba FNR. Okay. Our client. Just that was where the thing it started. Yes, something is there. The person came and said, do 7 styles. Next week, do 5 more styles. And that time we had not even put the Velcro inside. We had not finished. It was still in development. But you know how these things have a life of their own. If it's a good stuff.
Yeah, just start.
So people will just be asking before you know it. So in my mind, I was telling her, this thing I'm tying it on somebody's head. How am I sure that it will look exactly the same way when it gets there? She was like, no, don't worry. They'll pay. And they were paying.
Wow. And they were using it personally? Or
yeah, I don't know, honestly. Really I don't know.
Just collect your money.
I collect my money. So I don't know. But I sure knew that it was, the thing was doing me like Funmilola. Before this thing becomes a fluke. You have to pay more attention to it. Yeah. Yet I was thinking, so I'm now going to, you know how makeup artists were like, I'm a makeup artist. Yeah, so you feel very posh. I will now come and become a gele.
So So you prefer that title?
Yes.
The makeup artist
So it messed
I
up with
can
my brain for so
imagine.
long
I can
until I
imagine.
now saw that Percy, because I was leaving my space, somebody had taken the name. You know, they're taking the website name. They're taking the. I said, what do I do?
Oh, okay.
So I knew that, well, you know what, for whatever it was, then the landlord in our shop
Yes.
now increased the rent from 1.5 to 3.5 million. It looked like everything was just trying to
Working
against you
and working towards the direction.
So I said, you know what, for whatever it's worth, I'm just going to leave and I'm going to go home. And so I went into my house. We just used like the dining section and we were working from there.
Yeah. How many staff did you start with?
2, Yinka, Pearl. Okay, so 3.
3
Yes.
aside you, so 4.
3 aside the people that make the boxes that we outsource.
Outsource. And then now how many staff do you have?
Now, after COVID, I cut down. We're now back to 3. At one point, we were 6.
Oh.
Yes, but we're now back to 3.
Now back to 3. And
Yes.
you're able to still... So did the work during COVID, did COVID affect? Okay, that's true. There's nobody, they're not going anywhere now.
Thank you. And you know that now it's okay when you're doing makeup, because you know makeup now. Maybe you want to do party, or you want to snap picture, or
yes,
something.
or you want to
go to Instagram.
Podcast. Yes, you want to go to Instagram. Yes, you want to go to Instagram. You wear makeup. Absolutely. You are going for a meeting, you wear makeup.
Yeah, exactly. Gele. And not regular gele. Autogele, which the basis of people buying it is that, okay, nobody is going to be there to tie it for me. Where are they traveling to? Who is doing the event? So we had actually just launched a brand new collection, and then COVID hit. Wow. You know, we launched it in early February. I just released the pictures, everything. You know, we're waiting for all the parties start now. COVID now started.
Wow.
Jesus. You know, but also thank God for God and leading, direction. So it just pushed me to create the courses.
Okay, yes.
So I created those courses.
Okay, great.
In fact, to create, I didn't want to create. I said, you know what, I'm tired. I don't want to. God said you should create these courses. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to do a flyer and tell them if they can pre-order the courses, I will do it.
Wow. No, that period training was that also kept, that also sustained me as well. Trainings. I also was. And the good thing was, interesting thing was, I had done my first master class, organized class, that January. Wow. And I was still basking in that, and people were still asking, do you want? I said, I beg. I know that work will soon start. I know they train, you know. And then it happened. I was at home for a while. It wasn't for me, because I had even shut down my studios at that period. It wasn't, I didn't have any burden of who will I pay. So food, at least my husband was giving me food to eat. I had the roof over my head. So there was no pressure. So it was then I also started to do the online classes, and it was beautiful. Very. Because I had clients from, everywhere, all over the world, signing up. So I was earning money, and I was just so training was what you used to cushion the effect of COVID. And how did that go?
Fantastic. We're here.
Great.
You have come through.
That's good. I remember also one time I went to Chicago to do a bride, and they all had your gele. And
really?
Yes, the bride.
You did not tell me.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Yeah, okay, I'll actually find that picture and send to you. Okay, I eventually tied. Okay, I think the bride came with. They ordered for the bride and then for the bridesmaids. But I eventually tied my gele, because then it was when I had done the switch gele as well, and that was because I remember as well, just like you've claimed, the Holy Spirit, does lead and direct us, especially for creatives, and if you ask Him for that direction. I remember that most of my directions come when I'm sleeping and I just see, something, and people would ask me, "Can you tie this gele and keep?" I said no. Can you tie this gele and keep? I said no, and they would say, "Why?" I said, "See, anything I do comes with ease, and that ease is the Holy Spirit has put it in my heart, and in doing it, it just comes effortlessly." Yes. Even just like with my headbands. Yes. I remember Satemi has been saying, "Do this thing." I say, "I will do it." But let me get to that point where the master creator tells me,
this is
go
what
ahead.
to do.
You know, and it was just one day, and the whole thing.
And they're
You
so
know, I remember
beautiful.
you know come back to tell you. I said, "How did you? This is I've entered into your space now."
It's not my space, so
Well,
there's
a space that
room
you,
for all
you
of us.
no, a space that you started. You must take credit for the for.
No,
for
I
this.
didn't start it. I didn't start the headbands.
No, not the headbands. It's still in the auto thingy. It's still
Yes,
me.
sure.
You know, sharing
Like that
my
one
craft.
that you wore in your picture. Was
Eh.
it auto?
How can it be auto? I created it myself.
But you see, somebody will now send that thing to me and say they want it. I will not turn it to auto.
I'm sure it's going to. I'm sure it's going to start. People have actually been
I
asking.
beg, they should not send it. That thing is hard work.
It's a lot of work, and I don't even know. But now that you said it, I may also try
it.
to see
Try it. You
because
can't-
people have actually asked. The previous ones have tried to create it as auto, and
It's hard work.
it's hard work. I think it's just going to be like Velcro.
The beautiful thing about it, the only thing that will make sense is if you can do all the hard work on one and then mass produce it. And then that's
Wow.
where you can make your money. But only you can do it.
Can't do it.
That's why we have the jagabans like Rally's divas. That's what she does. That's her. She's like the MTN
of gele
turbans.
Yes, of turbans. I don't even. Well, it's interesting, but I mean, because of the way how much time I put into these things, that's why I can put the value that I even put on it. I can't. That just certain amount of money you can't go. I can't go less than it.
Thank you. That's what I always say.
I can't go lower than it. You know,
Because you know there's a level that we've been operating in.
yes.
We have
so the value of
we
the
have the
time.
certain kind of
You already know the
clients.
value of the
Certain
time. Yes.
So I now want to turn and be making this thing for you. Now say you me some people, madam.
Please,
I'm not doing
just,
something.
I remember one time I made when I spent. So it takes me an average of 2 hours
To make that.
one turban.
Yeah, fast.
It takes me 2 hours to make one turban, and I just realized that even this amount of money I'm charging
For makeup.
exactly, it still doesn't cover.
It's not a part, but what we do
It still doesn't. Well, yeah,
because you still have to understand the dynamics of the industry you're working with. Do you understand? So the way those ones work, you already know what is like the average price there, and whether we like it or not, we're like at the top of the echelon in terms of pricing. So you cannot go and overdo. Do you understand?
So I don't now chase.
Price yourself out of the market.
Yes.
As much as the truth is, there's still some clients for those people who have priced themselves out of the market. Because some people, I know some of my clients are those clients that would never buy anything when it's below a certain rate. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Because I remember I used, the Prada's, I saw the Prada headband and I saw the price. I was like, okay.
Thank you.
And I know, like,
Did you
we are
see-
buying it. Nigerians are buying it.
Did you see when I made
the
that?
Mary Cleverell turbans, people are buying it.
Did you see when I made that
So
post
all I'm
of
just going to do
a
is
turban that I did 2 years ago? That another person that is a designer did it.
Exactly.
And they are selling 100 and something thousand.
So
for
it's
it.
just for you to keep working on your craft,
And the person just
perfecting
released it. How am I sure that it wasn't a? But what
well,
do we do?
perfect it, and then be able to scale up. So what's been your most challenging aspect of being in the, because for you now I'm going to say you're just all rounder, the beauty industry?
Thank God.
What's been that greatest challenge?
What do I say?
Are you going
Give me
to
big English?
okay wetin dey pursue, wetin go fit pursue you for
Will I
this
say you know
industry?
what? Which English you want speak I no go hear.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, hi, challenge. Maybe because I can't say. I think one day at a time.
Okay.
So, and life is filled with challenges. So you're just going to, keep pushing and we're creatives. So we'll be creative. And the joy of it is that once you get the result you're looking for, you'll be like, can we do this one too?
Okay, so it's
just
just
I
the
find
time.
joy in it. So, yeah, but truth be told, the environment in Nigeria, the fact that
This is the challenge.
yes, and it is for all of us. There's people don't have, there's not enough money to spend. So people don't have spending power. And so the kind of work, yes, the kind of work we do, they want to underprice it. And so that is why you cannot say, oh, it's only my neighbor, or I want to sell only in what do they call it, Lakwe, or I want to. You have to open yourself up to the world, because there are plenty people that can buy. That to them is $100. To them is $150. But here people are going to be saying, for what?
Yeah. So what superpower would you like to have
that I don't have? Probably the ability to evolve faster.
Interesting. Not Superman.
I don't know, but you know, some people can just, you know how I told you it took me 6 months to move into doing what I knew that
so
it was
you just turn over stuff quicker.
Not,
is that what you're saying?
Not turn over stuff, evolve in terms of like when it's time, because I've known my kind of person.
Yeah, okay, I
and the kind
that.
of person that I am, I'm supposed to be able to create stuff. Do you understand? Develops the systems, do everything, and then move on to the next. Do you understand?
I remember the first time. No, not the first time. I remember the second. Yes, when I had to change my logo, I'd paid for it. It was in my hand, and I wanted to change it on Instagram. I had tears. I was crying. I was like, what sort of stupid attachment is this? I was crying, but the people just said, it's a new beginning. I'm going to open new doors for you. And it did happen.
Thank God.
So, yes, the ability to be able to just leave those things behind, move up, and, you know. So, if you were a color, what color will you be?
I can't be boxed, so I'll probably be a rainbow.
Oh. Wow, that's interesting. I was about to pick yellow.
No.
Maybe because I'm wearing a yellow dress.
Sorry. That's one thing. I can't. I just have to have room. I have to have room. Even in real life, I'm claustrophobic. So
you need to.
I need to be able to
just move as quickly. So if is there any makeup technique you apply without a mirror?
Makeup technique that
what products would you apply without a mirror?
Hey,
on yourself.
With you, let's see. Of course, a primer.
That's too cheap. That's too cheap.
But you didn't tell me. You didn't restrict me. I told you. I will always find a way.
Okay, that's great. All right, so thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing. And I hope that someday, sometime, if we actually come back again, please oblige. Thank you so much. All right, have a great day.
Welcome.
God bless you.
Me too. Bye.